This is the Limo Show.
This is not another story. This is not another drill. I refuse to be another number.
What is up, guys, and welcome to this video where I'm gonna share with you 7 Playboy secrets that will make you irresistible to women in 2022 and beyond. Now, these are vital to know if you want to succeed in 2022 and even beyond, because without knowing those, you will certainly make poor mating decisions. You have to understand those and you have to know them. Now, secret 1, you have to know and understand the new rules of the dating market. You have to understand the new rules of the dating market. There's a sexual Darwinism taking place today. Now, if you know Darwin, if you know the theory of evolution, well, there's a natural selection taking place right now, and it has been intensified. The natural selection has been intensified by social media, by the evolution of technology, by the internet, by porn, by all of that, right? All these social media apps, these porn sites, these dating apps, they have contributed to this natural selection that has been intensified. Nowadays, only the top 1% of men are dating 99% of the top tier women, while the rest are left with the crumbs. The rest are left with the leftovers of the dating market. You know, if you want to have top tier women, you need to become a quality, like a top tier man. Otherwise, you're just like a ghost. You know, they just don't see you. They just don't give a shit. You know, because now the dating market is globalized. Like, women have access to more choice than ever. They're more picky than ever. They're more discerning than ever. And because of that, the 99%, the average guys, the guys who are normal, average, they're not getting those top tier women. They're getting the leftovers. And even the leftovers, now they're looking up to the 1%, you know? Every girl is looking for the 1%. So back in the day, you could be an average Joe, you could have an average career, you could be an average guy and still date the woman you want, okay? Because it was less globalized. Women didn't have as much options as nowadays, and it was a different culture. But nowadays, with, you know, the changes in culture, with social media, with dating apps, etc., women are extremely hypergamous, which means they only look for the top guys to share their genes with and to reproduce with. And so you have to understand those rules, because nowadays you can't compete if you're average. You have to become a quality guy, you have to become exceptional, you have to work to become exceptional. Okay, now since 2028, the number of sexless men under 30 has tripled. And this is a crazy statistic because, you know, if you look at, 1989, it was around, maybe 12%, something like that. Now it's almost 30%. Okay, it's almost 30%. And what we can see is that since Tinder has been introduced, there's been a huge spike in the number of sexless men, in the decline of sex, which is quite ironic because Tinder was supposed to solve that problem of mating. I mean, it has solved it. I mean, I love Tinder and all of that. I prefer Instagram, to be honest. If I had to choose, I would prefer Instagram to get dates for sure, and that's what I do personally. But then Tinder is I mean, they've done a great job, developing an app like that. But it's quite ironic that, because of, I mean, there's a huge spike since then, So that's one thing to keep in mind. And the proportion of incels, involuntary celibates, between the age of 22 and 35 has also increased like crazy, as you can see on this graph. However, in every obstacle, there is an opportunity. And real playboys have taken massive advantage of the new dating game. And you can do that too. I'm actually quite happy that it's like that. I'm actually quite happy that women are competing to get to the 1%, because I'm in the 1%. I have the rich guy's problem. I have the good-looking guy's problem. I have the high-status guy's problem, which is that, I don't have time to get on all these dates. I have to filter women. I have to say no to some women. Now, obviously, The reason why is because also I've worked on this, I have systems, etc. So that's one thing, and anybody listening to this can also be that way, even if you're short, even if you're not as rich as you could, all of that, you can still be like that. But to be honest, I like the fact that the dating market is like this, because the people who are at the top rip off the benefits. You know, they take all the benefits. You know, we have so much choice when we're at the top, but the guy at the bottom doesn't get anything. He's left with the crumbs, and yeah, he's probably not gonna, you know, transfer on his genes with a quality woman. You know, so that's one thing. So secret number 2, that leads us to secret number 2, is that you must build your value, because to attract high quality women, you need to become a high quality man yourself. So you have to become more resourceful financially, socially, intellectually. Build your physique to a high level. I want you to become 1% every day. I want you to invest in yourself massively. Let this video be the catalyst for you to start investing in yourself massively this year. Intellectually, start reading books, start investing in courses, in new skills, etc. Physically, go to the gym at least 3 times a week, train martial arts, etc. Financially, start a business, learn a skill that you can monetize. All of that. That's extremely, extremely important to compete in this market. And please, secret number 3, don't be fake high value. There's a difference between really becoming high value or faking high value. And you'll see that a lot of these dating companies, a lot of these dating gurus, they're going to teach you some scripts, some lines that are going to make you be perceived as high value, but you're not, you know, and she's going to find out sooner or later. So while those lines are great in the short term, they're not going to help you in the long term. And one of my previous mentors once said, you can either work to be an excellent man, or you can work to be an excellent manipulator. And it would take you about the same effort. So either you're an excellent man or you're an excellent manipulator, but it would take you the same effort. So what do you choose? The moral of the story is, you know, if you're an excellent manipulator, well, you might inspire some short-term emotions from the woman, and she might have sex with you. But then when she finds out about the holes in the facade, because that's a facade that you're giving, right? But when she sees the hole in the facade, she sees that you're not the real deal. She sees that you actually, you know, you were actually a bitch-ass pussy in disguise, or you were just like not the man she thought you were. Well, she's going to be disgusted with herself. She's going to have some buyer's remorse probably. And that's sad. You know, I wouldn't want a woman to be that way. I want a woman to be with me because she knows I'm a quality guy, and she can see that long term. She can see I'm the guy I say I am. She can see that I walk the talk. And so don't be a manipulator. Generally work on becoming a quality man. Like, lines and gimmicks can help you in the short term, but they're not going to save you. They're not. It's great to have a few go-to lines, a few things that you say recurringly. I have some of those. I give some of those to my clients. So I'm not going to lie to you. There's plenty of things you could say and techniques and stuff that you can do verbally to attain a certain level of conversation where she wants to have sex with you, she wants to be with you, etc. And there's a way to convey yourself in those situations. And I teach that as well. But ultimately, you want to work to become a quality man as well. Now, secret number 4, always assume attraction. You should always assume her interest in you is sexual. No matter what she does, if she's texting you, if a woman is texting you, she's texting back, etc. I assume that her interest in me is sexual. If she's coming on a date, I assume that she's interested in me. Why would she come on a date if she's not interested in me? Why would she text me back if she's not at least remotely interested in me? Why would she, if we're in a club, for example, if we're in a club and she's dancing with me and she's talking to me in a club, well, I assume that her interest in me is sexual. Why not? You know, it's all in my interest to assume that. And internalizing this mindset automatically turns interactions sexual, because I know that if a woman is talking with me, like, she could be anywhere else in the club. She could be with her friends in the club. She could be doing 100 different things, but she's still with me. She's still showing up to the date. She's still texting me in this moment, which means her interest in me is probably sexual. It's meant to women, you know? Like, I'm not here to be friends. And the biggest indicator of interest is that she's still there. She's still texting you. She's still showing up to the date. She's still with you at the club. So what I mean, and that's the best indicator of interest. You know, so assume the best and you'll get the best. Assume she's smiling. Assume she's flirting with you. Assume she's coming on a date with you because she wants to have sex with you. And that's the reality. I'm pretty sure she wants. It's never going to hurt you to believe that she wants you. Okay, and that's my mindset. When I look at a girl and she's smiling or she is with me, I know and I assume that her interest in me is always sexual. Okay, so that's an important mindset to understand. Now, secret number 5, you want to keep the pipeline going. So I want you to interact with at least 5 to 10 new females every single week. You want to keep the funnel going. Okay, so from any source. On your way somewhere, situationally, at a coffee shop, at a grocery store, whatever, at a party, on the street, online, through Instagram, through Tinder, through all of that, right? The best salesmen have the most prospects and they keep their pipeline full of opportunities. You need options because it's also a numbers game. I'm not gonna lie, you know, if you DM 30 girls, maybe 10 are gonna reply if your profile is great, and then maybe 5 are gonna actually show up on a date or agree to meet up. You see what I mean? So the more opportunities you give yourself, the more chances of success. And so you need to keep the pipeline going. And that's how you have an abundant dating life, by having, you know, a pipeline full, by investing time in generating opportunities. And it's exactly like in business. It's exactly like in sales. You're not going to have, you know, deals going on if you have no prospects on the pipeline. You're not going to close any deals. You know, so it's the same as business. Now, secret number 6 is you need to be willing to walk away, because you can't keep a woman you're not willing to walk away from. Like, if you're not prepared to walk away, if she sees that you need her so much that you would be willing to compromise yourself for her approval, she's gonna lose respect for you. So having a willingness to walk away will make her respect you even more, right? And there's always plenty of fish in the sea. There's billions of women in the world. And if you were only interested in 1% of these women, there's still millions of women who would be compatible with you. And so you have to understand that. You need to keep an abundance mindset, okay? So stop having fear of loss around new women. Who cares? There's plenty of other ones. Okay, that fear of loss, the loss aversion bias, you want to get rid of it. Okay, that's a big bias that we have. Okay, and that comes from a place of scarcity. And I can guarantee to you that if you aren't prepared to walk away, then you're going to get walked over in relationships. That's why, you know, simps, beta males, guys who, you know, suck with women and get, you know, huge divorce bills, get walked over because they're not prepared to walk away. They keep pursuing the one. They keep pursuing the girl, although the girl clearly shows that she's not interested anymore. Maybe she cheats on them or whatever, but still, even if she cheats on them, they're still not prepared to walk away, right? They still stick to it. They settle. They just settled in their minds, and they're not prepared to walk away. So you have to understand that. So when she knows you could replace her and she fears missing out on you, that's how you have power in the relationship. That's how she knows, okay, this guy could replace me. This guy could have so many options, but he still sticks with me. And I respect that. And I like that about him, right? Because he could walk away, but he still decides to stay with me because he truly loves me, right? Loyalty is only loyalty if you could walk away, but you came back and you didn't. Otherwise, it's not loyalty, it's just misery, because you don't have any choice. You don't have any other options. You can't walk away. You suck so much that you can't walk away. So it's just misery. It's not even loyalty. See what I mean? So you have to understand that, man. Now, secret number 7 is you must have systems in place. Like, having an abundant dating life without any systems is like running a business without any strategy. Right? Like, you end up losing too much time. Your competitors outpace you. Like, I can see that in real time in a club. Like, a guy who doesn't have any strategy, any system in a club, I can see that immediately. But guys, when we go on boot camp, when my clients and I go on boot camp, or when I go to the club by myself with my friends, well, you can see you know, the strategy. You can see that, you know, we're going to be surrounded by girls, we're going to be talking to girls, and we're probably going to pull girls at the end of the night. And that happens because we know what to do. We know how to conduct our night. We have a strategy. And that doesn't apply to nighttime only. That also applies to daytime. If you cold approach a woman during daytime, in the street, at the mall, at the grocery store, whatever. And also online, and also social circle. You need to have systems in place for all of these things, you know, and there's also verbal systems. There's also communication systems, all of that, right? It's like the guy who tries Facebook ads but doesn't have any strategy. He's probably going to lose a lot of money. He's going to lose a lot of time compared to one of his competitors who is skilled in Facebook ads, who has a strategy. Or let's say you have, let's say you're a guy and you have a business, and there's another guy who has another business, and you have the same exact product, right? You have the same exact product. Both your products have equal value. Well, the guy who has a strategy to sell, the guy who is the best salesman, is going to have the best business because he's going to know how to sell. But the guy who didn't master sales, who didn't master the skill of sales and marketing and all of that, well, even though the product is at equal value, well, he's not going to be able to sell that product, you know, and so he's going to end up without any deals, no clients, right? So same thing with women. You could have the same value or even more value than another guy, but because the guy knows how to sell himself, because the guy has great systems, both for online, for daytime, nighttime, social circle, everything, because he has systems, he's gonna outpace you eventually. That's for sure. Even if you're more good looking, even if you're richer, even if you're smarter, it doesn't matter. See what I mean? So you need to have systems in place, especially in 2022, because the rules have changed, it's getting harder, and if you're trying to wing it, if you're trying to rely on luck, it's not going to work. You need to have a proper strategy. Okay, so if you fail to prepare to fail. You must have a plan, you must systemize things. And dating systems have completely transformed my dating life personally, and I believe that they can do the same for you. So what are you waiting for? Start learning the proper systems. Start having the right strategies. Start investing in yourself. So if you enjoyed this video, like the video, comment on the video, let me know your thoughts. I would love to know your thoughts. I look at every comment. I will also reply to every comment you've posted. And if you're interested in learning more, as you know, I have the Dating Accelerator mentoring. We have more than 400 plus success stories. You can check the links in the bio. We also have the Dating Accelerator course, which is a full course as well with all my systems. You also have the Circle membership, which is one of the world's first best Playboy network. So we have guys all over the world, in the US, in Canada, in France, in Europe, in Africa, in Asia, all over the world now, in every continent. And we talk about money, we talk about business, about real estate, stocks, everything, fitness. So that's one of the best networks to be a part of if you want to improve this area of your life. And then you have the 3-day up-level bootcamp. So if you want to join me in real life, if you want to train with me in real life, then you can come on a 3-day bootcamp with me and my team. And then you can also discover my exclusive books, Instagram Secrets and Playboy Secrets. Those are great as well as an appetizer, as a starter. You get plenty of principles, you get plenty of secrets, especially Instagram. I show you exactly how to set up your profile, how to text women, etc. And same thing, Playboy Secrets is great to understand like the overarching principles of seduction. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, put a thumb, put a comment, and subscribe, and see you very, very soon. Take care.